Hey everybody, Carrie Cox here. Today I am kind of trying to do these more of just kind of a casual discussion. I want to put them and do more lives with these things, but sometimes the day gets away from me. Um, Discussion today is what I'd like to talk about is the healing process. So your body, this just seems to be something that pops up, and when it starts to pop up over and over again, I basically take that as an indicator that maybe I should dive into this because a lot of people are curious about this. So when your body's going through the healing factor, everybody assumes that as soon as you get what you need and you start down that path, that boom, you just feel amazing. And there sometimes, if depending on how much you got going on and how far and how toxic you are, things like that, can depend on how quickly that can happen. Eventually, yes, you're going to feel better. But oftentimes at the beginning, you start giving your body nourishment. So when the body is going through phases of disease, it's shutting down and taking organs and systems that are not pertinent and focusing on what's needed to keep you alive and to keep you functioning. Specifically, heart and brain are the top priority. So, when you're going through these phases of trying to rebuild, nourish the body, get some healing factors going on, being tired up front, very normal. Being nauseous sometimes is a factor that's normal, depending on where you're at. Again, the body trying to flush toxicity, things like that, balance bacteria, oftentimes isn't necessarily pleasant, but you want to get to the other side of things where you're feeling good energy, you're capable of moving without it being in pain, digestion's flowing properly, things are on the up and up. Oftentimes, even with medication, people assume that if I go and get on this medication, I'm good, right? Well, realize medication is not about supporting healing factors. It's about keeping you from feeling a symptom and not dying in most cases. So you want to, if you are on medication, looking at ways that you can help your body to nourish itself and to rebuild and restore. So you're going through healing phases. I think oftentimes too with the healing process, we get to the point where things are just a norm. We feel uncomfortable. We feel certain things are a normal for us. And so those norms, when we start to shift, our body becomes concerned. There's a shift going on. We don't know what's going on. Your body and your brain want to keep you in the same places, homeostasis to some degree. And sometimes those pain factors that feeling certain things all the time is becomes a norm because we've lived there for so long, and pushing out of that can cause you to feel anxious and feel uncomfortable, that you're concerned, you're not sure if you're moving in the right direction. But if you're nourishing your body, you really can't go wrong with nourishing your body. Medications, there can be factors that happen and can be an issue. I'm actually putting out a video, I think on Saturday. It talks about since 1999, the CDC reports that 750,000 people have died from prescription overdoses. The problem with prescription and even herbal factors is it's forcing the body to do an action, and you can push those things too far. With feeding and nourishing, giving vitamins, minerals, proteins, fats, things that the body needs in the right doses, you're allowing it to have what it needs so that it can decide how far it's going to push and how far it's not going to push. Um, Doing a medication to keep you out of feeling certain ways while nourishing the body very much can go hand in hand. I would say probably close to 90% of the people I am working with have some form of medication that they're on, and we're not necessarily stopping that medication, but we're looking at ways to help support the organs, nourish the body, support the body with food. And I'm giving the tips of little things that you can do within home foods that, garlic, fermented foods, things like that are common things people can put in, can have and have an impact on a wide range. But my point for the most part is that people come into my office and they assume that they're going to get on something and they're just going to feel amazing. While some people that is the case because we've caught things pretty quickly and they've been proactive. People who have gone through a long phase of disease sometimes will have a pullback, inflammation can kick up, trying to flush toxicity can cause pains or cause uncomfortable feelings that are happening within the body. Trying to balance bacteria can be not necessarily fun. We can do it at a slower pace, which that's why when someone comes in to see me, we are working hand in hand. I am contacting you. I am checking on you. If we need to and you're feeling something too much and it's unbearable, we can cut things back. Some people like to be gung-ho and just get it. Other people are like, I want to be able to feel like I'm functioning and not miserable. And I would say most people aren't necessarily miserable, but it it all can be dependent. If you're going to do you're at work all day and your bowels are all of a sudden releasing all the time, that can be an unfun thing to have happen. So I am very much, when people come into my office, that's part of what I do. You won't get this service most places. I am checking on you. I am genuinely interested. I'm genuinely caring about you and getting you to a better place. This is something I'm passionate about. It's something I have felt myself with several things that have come into my life, carrying the mutation, felt very doomed and alone, that this was just my fate. With my heart issues, felt again very doomed and alone with my passion of loving to work out and be active, that this was going to limit me. Even having my mastectomy done felt like I would be restricted in my fitness goals, but have never felt that way. And I am not on any medications. I have struggled with mood factors in my younger years. I've struggled with eating disorder factors, but I've been able to empower myself through using food and supplements and understanding the different connections throughout the body itself. And that is what makes me good at what I do. I am very passionate about it. I love my patients that come in here and I connect with them. Very much feel that we are friends, they are family, they are people I want to make sure are doing well. But the commitment has to be there. I have had those people who have come in and just are not quite ready to go in like they need to be able to get the results they want. If you want to go in and go hard and get good change, you have to commit to going through that phase of maybe uncomfortableness and tweaking and changing habits so that you can have what you want. If you're not necessarily wanting to go that extreme, you just merely want good digestion. We go to whatever level it is that you're wanting to go to. Obviously, as a nutritionist, I want nothing but good quality of life and health for my patients. I've dealt with people from extremes of cancer with their nutrition all the way to just simple indigestion factors. Um, so I help those people who feel that they've tried everything, they're frustrated. A lot of times it can be as simple as tweaking a technique. They've already implemented certain things, but they're not getting the quality that they need, or they don't understand the importance of certain things. And I just had this actually happen today. Oftentimes I push the teaching because you knowing better means every day you're going to make choices that are better for you specifically. But it's a learning process. This is why I have the success I do with my patients is that when they come in, I give them good information. They have a scan that they can look at, or even a survey that we go over, and I can kind of explain the certain factors that are going on and why this makes a difference with what they're feeling and how what's going on in their body is impacting what they're feeling and things that can impact that. Okay, so sometimes people don't want to hear that, and that's fine. You just have to let me know that, and I'll say, okay, then we'll just go ahead and give protocol. But as we go through the process, okay, I'm trying to boost someone acidity in their stomach, and they feel this negative response, feeling heat, burning, stuff like that, and feeling nauseous when they're doing it. Then we discuss how they're implementing what I told them, and they explain to me that they're taking something that can have a kind of neutralize factor or feed the bacteria that we're trying to kind of push down. And that can cause problems. But I'm here, I reach out, they can reach out to me through text message and say, hey, I've done this, this is how I'm feeling. And I can say, okay, here, we're going to tweak this supplement. I want you to tweak here, or I want you to start taking these foods, and this is how you'll take those foods. This is some breathing techniques that I want you to do, maybe Epsom salt baths that I want you to do. We need to do some calming, different techniques that you can do. So I'm there throughout the process to make sure it's a success for you. As much as you're willing to go in, I'm there to support you. And people, though, oftentimes get frustrated with this process is because, one, they feel like they do something that doesn't make them feel well. Okay, I get that. You don't want to not feel well. So we can reduce and not do quite the push as hard, but realize that in that factor, it can take longer to get you where you want to go. And if you're good with that, that's fine. If you're someone who's like, I want to be there yesterday, it may not be just an easy, comfortable ride. There's a push that you're trying to make, and I'm not really doing the pushing as much as I'm just trying to help adjust system functions that are happening. And if you come into me and we're saying, okay, you want to lose weight, okay, you need to up your proteins to this amount, you need to have this water, you need to have this many calories in a day, here's the types of foods I would like you to eat. And you decide that that's just too much and you really enjoy all these snacks that you have. That's a choice made by you, and that's fine. But realize that you can achieve the goals by doing the same things you were doing prior to coming to see me. I am helping you to implement things to change what needs to be changed. And you didn't come in to see me to maintain the same life that you did prior. You're wanting change either to your health, to your weight, to your mental health, to your gut health, different factors. And we have to implement these things to help make the shift. And everybody's going to be different based on what their body's doing. And I get that from the scan or the survey that I do with you, gives me an information of what's going on. So I have spent years and years and years of studying the holistic side of things, doing things for myself, listening to other experts that are out there and the ideas that come in with that, reading a lot of history factors of people in the early 1900s and facts about nutrients. I mean, even how the processing of things can make a big difference. But it is a change that it's not just an instant, oh, this is great. I've got all this energy. Have had some people that have had those factors, but usually there is a phase of change that's happening that may not be so comfortable. There may be things that are uncomfortable because the body needs to detoxify. And having an imbalance of bacteria, having a toxicity factor, having digestion not properly functioning, and using things that are creating a worse issue are not necessarily fun to change. It's work. But I'm right here to support you and to cheer you on and to give you the tips and tricks as we go along that we run into, the obstacles that you come into, to support you because I want you to achieve those goals. I'm a go-getter with my own goals, so I'm in there with you as much as you are there. And it's people who sign up for my memberships. I'm trying to go above and beyond with any situations they're needing. I have people calling me for grocery shopping factors. Okay, what should I pick out? Help me pick through this list of things that are in this packaged food. Can I eat it? Can I not? Other recommendations. All the things. Even I all of a sudden become sick and this and this and this is happening. I don't know what's going on. Should I go to the doctor? Should I take something? What can I do? Guidance overall health wise. So the process of coming into good health is not necessarily, it's exciting when you're getting the results, and I'm here to cheer you on and tell you how awesome you're doing and getting you to that point. And I have the tools needed to give you to that point, but you have to put in that work to get there as well. And it's not always fun. Sometimes it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. And it can be a great fun learning experience. And I educate you as you go, and I'm your support team as you go through whatever you're needing. You have access to me as we go through this journey. So I bet, to sum up my initial want, health doesn't always come with just an ease. When you're doing something good doesn't mean it's always going to feel good. At the beginning, it usually doesn't feel good, but it gets to the point where you're feeling good and you have clarity of mind, you have energy, you can do the things you want to, no matter the age. Oftentimes people think, well, I'm too old, or this is too far, or that's happening, it's hopeless for me. I have yet, I don't ever come upon something and say, you're kind of just hopeless, unless it's, I'm not willing to do any of that. Okay, well, if you're not willing to make the changes, you're kind of slamming the door on yourself. But anybody who's willing to try, I'm here to do it with you. And I've had many people who've been in situations that have been deemed hopeless and had great successes. So I don't tend to look at anything really that way. And people ask me all the time, well, will you work with somebody who has this? Will you work with somebody who has that? There is nothing I've said no to, other than the fact that someone who's unwilling to put in that work for themselves. So it may not be fun, but it is totally worth it. You're totally worth it to hit a point in your life where you feel older than you want to be, and then feeling amazing after everything starts balancing and you're able to move the way you want to, do the things you want to. That's an exciting thing, and that is totally possible for most anybody. So it is worth it. I have this thing here that one of my patients gave to me because she's amazing. But it's the, just for the record, darling, not all positive changes feel positive in the beginning. And that comes with anything mentally, physically, health wise, overall. That is basically, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say here. Is everything that you're doing positive doesn't always start off feeling positive. And what do they always say? Anything worth doing doesn't come easily. It's work, but you're worth it. And when you come out the other side, it's amazing how empowering that can feel. And that is a huge part too of what I love doing, is because empowering people that they can take control of their health and they can decide for themselves and make good decisions and have amazing results. That is a huge feeling. That is something everyone deserves. And I'm here to cheer you on that you can achieve anything, especially when it comes to your health. Even in the most hopeless of situations, nourishing your body can never be a negative. So, and with nourishing, I mean using whole food factors. Taking a bunch of synthetic supplements can have dangerous effects to it. Taking medication, taking herbs, taking all this forceful things because you want things right now, there's a pushback that comes from the body. But I am here to help you with foods. I can help you with supplementing. I can help educate, or I can just give you a protocol itself. So you're worth it. Step up, take control, take power of your own health, how you feel mentally, physically. Love yourself, love your body, and enjoy life. That's we're all here to do, to enjoy our life and to make the most of it. And to have good health is huge. And right now, in this time where drugs are becoming restricted, I heard the other day too, like even at hospitals, certain things are just not coming in. Things that it's like, whoa, wait, why is that an issue getting that in? But with all the increase in prices of things and stuff like that, now is the time you want to not feel dependent on all these medications and all these things, because who knows the access everybody's going to have, as things keep trending the way they are. So taking control of your own health, supporting yourself, figuring out how to get yourself into the ideal place without being dependent on a bunch of things is amazing. And if you're wanting to learn how to do it through food, through whole food, all those things, I'm your girl. I can help you. I can get you where you need to go. It just comes with effort and to realize that this is a process. So I hope you guys are having an amazing day. I always look forward to putting out information. I hope it's helpful. You can leave me messages, let me know what you want to know, how I can help you. But the process is always a process, and nothing comes for free and nothing comes easy that's worth having. So put the time and effort into yourself. You guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to you later.